Hi, my name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman and Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law. Please subscribe to our channel. How does one prevent the spouse from taking all the money? A lot of people have this perception. They'll say, I accumulate a lot of money. I'm worried my husband's going to take it all during the divorce. Well, you have to understand something. There's a little bit of an inconsistency or a misunderstanding in terms of how things are divided up in a divorce. The concept that I've made a lot of money, how can I stop my husband from taking all my money, presupposes that the money that you've earned during the marriage is yours and yours alone. And it's not. The money that is accumulated during the marriage, even if it's your labor, even if it's in your name, it's a marital asset. It's going to be subject to division. Your husband or your wife in that scenario already owns half of it. So when you say, how can I prevent my wife from taking all my money? How can I prevent my husband from taking an asset that I worked so hard to get? You have to remember, he or she already owns half of it by operation of law. That's basically how it's going to start out. Now, it could be that the court will chip away at it for reasons of fault and other things. We'll get into that later. But the point is that there's a presumption, at least we get this going with the idea that we're basically splitting things. If you want to know how to prevent your soon-to-be ex from taking your piece of the split, well, that's a very good question. There's a lot of times an effort made to work it out so that somebody gets most of the assets. And of course, skilled attorneys will share with you how we can avoid that. You'll develop a strategy of how to make sure that everybody gets what they're entitled to and no more that they're entitled to. It makes a lot of sense to have that discussion. But in terms of worrying about, well, I made so much money, I want to keep it all, I don't want my wife to get any, how can I do that? Well, there's really no way to do that, because if the court were to always look at the scenario and say, well, you're the breadwinner, you made the money so you get to keep all the money, you were a stay-at-home dad or mom, and therefore you didn't contribute so you don't get anything, the court is going to create a scenario where we have an enriched person and an impoverished person. And that doesn't make any sense, nor is it good for the children, nor is it good for the overall equality and equity of that situation. The court has the overall charge to make sure that these settlements are not necessarily 50-50, but that they are equitable in the eyes of the court and in the eyes of the law. And that's the agenda that the court pursues. If you have any questions about that, reach out. We'll be glad to help you out.